Alright, we're back in action, guys. Before we get too much into this, Tempo, you don't even know which one that is.
No, I know. But no, when it loaded in, I thought that this was an admin here, like the name Tosa Lozano. So I was like, I think one of the, they forgot to put the player in.
Oh, no, this is a really dumb joke. This is Blord, and I guess it's like some, I don't know, Spanish supermodel or something. He's like, it's my girlfriend. I use my girlfriend's account. And he thinks he's so clever. And it's like, dude, seriously, you're 13 years old? Jesus. But I know this looks a little bit confusing and a little bit odd, and people always question it. He is actually sponsored by CM Storm. At the top right corner of the map, it's the Blue Zerg player, Blord.
And his opponent, representing Root Gaming, the Red Zerg, fighting for his tournament life, Catz.
And I just want to put a very open statement here. If I ever see Rotate Owls, ever say that statement ever again, I will find you and kick your ass.
He said it on such a troll way, too.
Yeah, of course, if anyone is watching the VOD of this, you have no idea what we're talking about. But you would if you joined us live for Copa America every Thursday, Friday, and Sunday.
Yes. All the fun times that we have here. This isn't for StarCraft's birthday, man. This is for Copa America. These hats.
Well, you know what, Tempo? Actually, thank you sincerely for joining me this month, helping out with the cast and stuff while Zombie Grub's been no passion.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Hashtag no passion.
No passioning. Yeah. Too busy, no passioning.
She's busy, no passion in StarCraft, playing Passion Stone or something. No, for those who don't know, the reason Zombie Grub hasn't been here on the weekends is because she's been taking school courses, which are wrapping up at the end of this month. So Tempo's been a real boss. He's been helping us out all month with it. When he remembers to show up.
I don't know what I was gonna say, right?
But yeah, I don't know if this is the last time we'll ever see him. Maybe we get to have him back in the future as a guest once again. But yeah, this best of 3, man. Not only is it for the players getting through Group C, but it's the last best of 3 here in July.
I know. Oh my god. This is actually kind of crazy.
It's getting real, man.
It's getting really real because all the next games are going to be in August, and that month.
Okay,
things get really hot.
So we got some shenanigans afoot.
Whoa.
I mean,
what blue hell?
Okay, we had pretty standard stuff, which is why we weren't talking about much. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah.
I mean, to explain real quick, guys, like if this was like a Catz spore crawler, you do it early so it catches an Overlord. I think maybe he was hoping to do that, but Catz. Well, the Catz didn't even see it and he started walking away, so I mean, I just don't understand the purpose of it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about too, but it's mainly like used in, say,
back in like habitation station stuff.
Because of the scout path.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I don't know, it's a little weird, but...
Okay,
at first I thought it was maybe for Lings, but no.
Hang on, this scout, this is very similar to what we saw before, Tempo.
Yes.
So he scouts the Evolution Shaper, he scouts at Wiglin, and if this is any other Zerg play in the world, this is Carapace upgrades, but because it's Catz, it's weapons, and we're going to see Catz shut down that third. We're going to see him get that lead, and if he plays the game out perfectly and doesn't forget +2, we may see a very nice victory.
He's faced against Gasless pretty much every time too, huh? So
yeah, Blord doing precisely that. I mean, it's not like you can throw down your own emergency evolution chamber start this as well. If he walls off and plays super defensively with the queens, then that already plays into Catz's favor. I mean, once again, the idea behind this, guys, is to kill a third, but if you can keep them from building a third in the first place, it's just as good.
Yeah. I'm wondering how it's going to play out. Do you think Catz will be a little bit more aggressive with it, or is it just specifically...
I think it's going to really depend on what he sees as a reaction. I mean, you come across the map with this, you go to the third right away, you see there's nothing there. So you come to the natural, and if you don't see a wall, then yeah, he goes aggressive. If he sees this is walled off like it is, then probably dials it back a bit. But blindly takes his third quite early, actually. I like this a lot.
Yep. I'm seeing how it would go. I haven't seen it too much like that. That +1. Yo, this is what I was thinking of. Yeah, 22 Lings coming out. I think last time he only made like 10. Recognized that he wasn't gonna break, and then just droned up really hard. But this game he's making like a lot. Up to 22 here. And he's just gonna go for the gusto and see if he can go ahead and make something happen with it, as he does get his lair. So this is not an all-in by any means, as he of course took his third as well. But yeah, he's gonna cancel this third for sure. There's no way this third is gonna be able to keep
if there was like a Baneling or something and a miracle hit with some miscontrol, we talk about the maybes and the percentage chances, but this is dead. This is canceled actually when dead, I think.
This is a really cool move here from Blord. He used a Spore Crawler to finish that wall.
Again, the Spore Crawler, what a weird move.
Yeah, just because it's less minerals maybe, but I mean, that means that the queens don't have to take the damage. So, Lings aren't going to do too much, but they do get that cancel, allowing Catz to go into that next stage of the game while being ahead.
The follow-up to this isn't even mutas, though. I really don't understand the choice of that. I mean, if you are being that frugal, like, let's argue, okay, you want to save the 25 minerals versus the spike
Oh, you
roller?
kept it alive.
Well, yeah, but also, like, why cancel this one earlier then? Like,
yeah. You
I
never
don't
know. But +1/+1 on the way here for Blord, as well as roach speed. And he is at that 44 drone count as just making roaches. Roach, it seems. But Catz is doing the typical response to Gasless, just with a little bit of a different opener with that +1 Ling. Which just, he didn't even need the +1 Lings to cancel that third, but it will allow the Lings to be at least not dead weight in this battle that is sure to come, because this is a really late third here for Blord, and he's going to have to make something happen with these roaches.
Well, the Lings are quite numerous. He's actually by surrounding the hatchery. I mean, he still gets the cancel. This is insane.
Yeah, but this is where +1 helps a bit.
Well, yeah, for sure. He kills a couple of roaches too. Yeah.
Oh my god.
He doesn't win this fight. There's no way.
A lot of roaches.
I mean, if he focuses down. Oh my god, that one roach has 1 HP.
But I mean, he just thinned out the count so much, canceled the third again, and behind it, he's just got so far ahead.
Yeah,
56 drones to 51.
Oh, Catz starts his upgrade right away. I mean, this is the benefit of just losing to something like this. You don't forget it right afterwards.
And if he did, he would couldn't look himself in the mirror ever again. But he's like, wow, what is Blord gonna do here? He's not on as many drones as Catz. He's actually gonna lose the roach count lead as well, and he's not on the same amount of productivity or production, right? So
you say he's not on the same amount of drones, but it's a difference of 5. I think what's more important is that it's not that he's got less drones; it's that the drones he has haven't been mining efficiently for as long as Catz has. Yeah. That's why he's got such a big lead at the moment. So I think right now the big question is actually not so much what does Blord do, but more so when does Catz move out? Because if he waits till he's maxed, this gives Blord a chance to maybe get some spine claws down, take a really sick defensive engagement. But Catz is never going to be that guy who really attacks head-on 200-200, right? Like, he's the one who segments 4 off. He goes to the natural, burrow tunneling claws, etc., etc.
Yep. Yeah, and he'll continue to keep poking maybe. Well, look, as you say that, Rifkin, here come the roaches across the map. They are marching, and this is a good time to do this because this is exactly when the third goes down for Blord. And he's gonna try so hard to hold this because
I think Catz is okay doing this. Yeah, he knows just how big of a lead he has right now because it's 49 roaches to 28. Upgrades right now are marginally the same. I mean, there's gonna be a slight difference when +2 finishes, but it's by 1 second.
Yeah, and here we go. The numbers are going, and down go the roaches of Blord. Queens are gonna try to transfuse a little bit, but it is just not enough. Wow, absolute steamroll of roaches here.
This is that macro I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, his upgrades worked out really well in the early game. He got some kills. He got the third base denied so often. 36 to 12. And I gotta tell you, like, if I ever play ZVZ, I'm gonna try to mimic this. I think this is just
me too. I really like it.
Gets the third snipe. He's gonna disengage. There's still Link. I don't even know why there's Lings coming, but there's Lings coming.
I mean, they have +1, so they're like, we can fight too. But
yeah, it actually won't be too bad.
They're still gonna die as fast.
This is a situation though where, like, even though Blord might get an upgrade lead 2-2, yeah, he's gonna lose the evolution chamber. He actually might lose the Roach Warren too.
The Roach Warren. Yeah. He might just lose the game here.
Yeah, I think he's already lost the game here, to be honest. Supply count says everything.
Yep, and Catz is gonna push through. And here we go. Queen gonna go down. That one Spore Corral is still gonna survive, but GG.
There's a lot of red on the field, but it wasn't Katz's roaches. It was the blood of his enemies.
wait.
Yeah. So game number 1 gonna go to Catz. Once again, it's best of 3, so not over yet.
Nope. Now I wonder what map number 2 is. I didn't get a chance to catch it. Looks like King Sejong Station. So.
Tempo. Here's the thing about StarCraft2, man. Maybe you haven't picked up on this because you're not a...
Lay it on me.
Maybe you haven't picked up on this because you're not a super pro caster like me who can rake in 10,000 views.
You can say that now.
I can't
11,000. Get it right.
I can't even be like falsely egotistical like that. It's so hard to have like an ego in that regard. But no, in all seriousness, guys, like a majority of tournament stuff we cast, we see very similar map picks across the board, whether it's Koreans, Europeans, and North Americans. And with the current map pool the way it is, you can usually expect to see Overgrowth as map number 1 is a very, very, very high chance. King Sejong is either map 2 or 3, but almost always in that map pool. And usually Catalina or Merry-Go-Round somewhere in that mix. I mean, it's
just how it goes for the most part. In best of 3s.
Yeah, everyone hates the other maps more.
Oh, wow. Yeah, now that we have been a little bit into the season, what are we, like 2 or so weeks? 2 or 3 weeks. What are your thoughts on the maps as far as seeing games on them, playing in them yourself?
I think pros
Anyone's
whined
in
and
favor?
complained way too much too early, and I think that they changed the maps way too soon. And they did it because they felt pressure for WCS, and I understand that, but I think it was the wrong choice to make, because if you thought the maps weren't good enough in the first place, you shouldn't have released them in the first place. I thought they all released fantastically well. I think Deadwing was going to lead to some of the coolest, the funnest games possible.
Yeah.
But they changed it, so that's never an option.
True. Yeah. I like Deadwing.
Wrong lobby.
Oh, whoops. What happened?
I don't know, we were in the wrong lobby, so we're leaving and rejoining us.
Anyway.
Oh, it's King Sejong Station, I just don't know why the lobby was wrong.
All good.
Well, guys, this might be the very last game of the night. It might be the second last game of the night, but the thing is, there's not going to be more than 3. So, one way or another, Catz is leading the series 1-0 at the moment, and we'll see how he plays on King Sejong, because I actually don't think we've been here yet tonight.
I don't believe we have either. I was gonna say not to jinx it or anything, but what if we get a Swarmhost versus Swarmhost tie game? Then there could be more than 3 games or 2 games.
Yeah, maybe. If they ask if the English stream is ready, just say yes. I'm just gonna be right back real fast.
Okay, no problem. All right, everybody, you are tuned into the Copa America. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself. I am Tempo, joined by Rifkin, who's not here right now. So if you have anything you want to say about him, now is a chance. Promise he won't read the Twitch chat. Oh, but it looks like we are going to be ready, folks. King Sejong Station will be the map. Catz versus Blord, who is sponsored by CM Storm, so that's pretty cool. Didn't know that. I just found that out today. But I don't think CM Storm sponsors any Protoss, right? I think they only have Revival, Polt, and Blord, apparently. And of course, his opponent will be Catz, root for root. And he's up 1 game, so if he wins this game, he will advance to the round of 8. And unfortunately for Blord, he'll be knocked out of the Copa America. So this is the round of, well, the group stages, round of 16. But only 2 advance, and unfortunately 2 are left in the dust. But already advanced is Cham, who represents No Dice Gaming. I know he had a little bit of support in the chat. I saw Dazen, who is the manager, I believe, for the StarCraft division of No Dice Gaming.
I'm back.
So he's probably throwing a party. Hey, buddy, what's up?
You were supposed to tell him that the English stream was ready, like I told you. You
I did. Oh, I did. Didn't I?
No.
Oh, it's way up there, though.
Alright, we're getting into the game, guys. We'll see you here in a sec. God, Tampa, you're the worst. I'm so glad you're finally gonna be gone after today.
I had 1 job. But the thing is, I'm not all down with the whole way you do it, but I was exciting ready with the players, but not when they're like, English?
I'm just teasing, dude. But guys, here we are, game number 2 in this last best of 3 of the day. The big question on everyone's mind is which of these 2 players is going to secure their slot next to Cham in the round of 8. Coming out of Group C. Spawning here in the bottom right corner of the map from the clan, well, not really the clan, more like his sponsorship from CM Storm. It's the Blue Zerg player, Blord.
And his opponent spawning in the top left, up 1 game, hoping to close it out. It is the Red Zerg from Root Gaming, Catz.
More like rude gaming with how hard he slapped his opponent down last game.
Oh, freaking.
Oh, the jokes. But we do see Blord go for a pool first. No gas, so it's just the backwards opening from both of these players. Was expecting Catz to perhaps be aggressive once again. You know, you're up one, maybe finish it off with some cheese, but he's also just playing about as, well, the most macro-y that I think we're going to see Catz play, where he goes for hatch first.
Yep, into pool. Okay.
Well, what else would you go to? Hatchery into
I don't know. Well, the super
gas.
greedy, like 17 gas into 16.
Hatchery
this was not a super greedy one.
Hatchery into Hydulis then.
True. But this is, it looks like, okay, I was going to say it looked like the timing for gasless, but nope. Catz is not a gasless player. He loves his gas quite a bit.
It's really not a style that's that effective anymore. I mean, you really only go gasless if the person you know of is someone like, say, Jim Rising. Someone who's going to be super ridiculously aggressive, right? Someone you could expect those early speedlings out of every single time without question.
Yeah.
Blord's done nothing to really indicate that. And so for Catz, I mean, there's no reason for him to play gasless. But it looks like Blord is kind of adapting that, and I don't like blind gasless play. It was good, say, for the last 6 months, but in the last month and a half especially, it's really fallen out of favor because other Zerg players have just learned how to get around it. Yeah,
it's just figured out. It's been figured out a lot more. The timing that they used to hit could catch a lot of players off guard, and the fact that people just utilize the third, and they just take the third, saying you're not going to be able to put any pressure on, so I'm going to be greedy and then out macro you.
It also has a lot more to do with the fact that, that the end part of your statement there where, you know, you see Catz take that earlier third. Your opponent can't take it. If you play gasless, you don't have units to play with. You can't extend to defend that third base. And Catz, well, +1 weapon upgrades for melee starts once again. And, I mean, this seems like it's his go-to build, and he does get some pretty good results off this. So I think he's going to be able to take that leap in the macro game once more.
Yeah, and he could be a little bit more aggressive on this map if he wanted to, as it's a little bit harder to wall off on King Sejong. But you know what, though? With that gasless, some people... What was that Vortex build where it was Roach Ling and you sniped the Overlords and the typical response is the third base, but then you just all in them with Roaches and Lings and catch them off guard? I've seen that happen a bit, too.
Yeah. One of the things, though, is, I mean, as frustrating as it is, if you actually wall off from the ramp to the gas... and you just stick a queen on the right side, you fully wall off with a few buildings. But if you try to wall off from like the big ramp, this map's a pain. Oh, Catz tries to block these out, just barely doesn't quite nail it.
He's never going to be able to do this by surprise, but...
You know, here's the thing, though. Blord, the question is, did he read that it was melee? Is that what gave him the edge last game? I mean, you might look at it and be like, okay, he just won because he had Carapace early. You go for that assumption, right?
Oh,
I mean,
true.
Obviously, a good player like Blord would click on the units, he'd know what it was. I'm just saying, guys, there's always that small chance. In StarCraft 2, we've seen some of the best players, Koreans, Europeans, North Americans, play towards assumptions, and that usually costs you a lot.
This is really cool, actually. Okay, never mind. He got all 4 gases, and I thought that he was going to be going for a really fast lair and then go into Spire. But, you know, usually you will not see...
Are you seeing some lag stutter too, by the way? Like once every...
There was a little bit.
Yeah, I'm seeing some stalls. I don't know if that's Catz.
Oh, Catz.
Okay. I was gonna say I didn't know if it was me or not, but Catz actually the Root House has been having some problems with internet lately. Fenner and I tried to do DreamHack, and similar instances were happening there. So hopefully this is not something that's permanent, but something that can be resolved quickly.
Yeah, I mean, oh no, that'd be bad. Of course, this is the last. I mean, potentially last game, the last series, and this is it, right? Like you've come this far.
No, dude, this is like Cinderella. This is like, at midnight your internet will turn back into a pumpkin. I mean, it's kind of what happens with Comcast.
Your router just turns into a pumpkin. Oh, no. But, yeah.
This is why you need to buy the Evil Geniuses D-Link router from whatever that tournament was, like forever
ago. I remember that. The D-Link router.
Oh, nice. You can snipe the drone off. Nice.
Well. And I wonder, I'm really wondering if Blord has recognized this, right? Like, it obviously didn't work out for him last game. Just to try to play it out, just straight up 2 base into taking my third off of gasless. No.
I don't want to call this a build order cancel or counter because it really isn't. But what Catz does is he just keeps his opponent off that third for so long.
Yeah, I mean that's the main thing.
Yeah, in ZVZ guys, it's that weird larva mechanic, right? Oh my god, see another drone? Transfuse goes down on the drone.
Oh my god, 2 transfuses.
I mean, it does keep it alive. It would have died otherwise.
Dude, that is like the presidential drone right there. But you know what I like that Blord did this game is that he did drop that Baneling nest, and he's just gonna have a few Banelings in order to try to deal with the Lings when they try to cancel his third. But Catz isn't even doing the Lings this game.
Well, Catz has got like a massive. He's had a massive drone lead for a while. He's been mining off that third for what? Once again, this is just like how he gets ahead. It doesn't reflect right away, and it takes a few minutes to kick in. But once it does kick in, we've seen, especially last game, just great examples of why this works so well.
Yeah, it's such a mind game. I think that Catz did this game, forcing Blord to go ahead and make those Banelings. Cuts into his build, right? These Banelings are going to be useless during the Roach attack. And
well, I wouldn't say useless, but they're not going to be useful. I think is a better way to.
Yeah, these 3 Banes, they're gonna like try. They're gonna try to be, but I think the problem though is that it cuts into his gas that he doesn't want to spend. You don't really want to take a Baneling nest against this mass Roach. Well, you can though. The Roach Bane is a nice style if he makes more.
It's meant to be an one push win, like a one big. Okay, I won this fight. I'm gonna snowball off of it. It's not something you trade with.
But these were defensive. It cuts into his build. He did not want to lose his third. He knew exactly what happened last game, and Catz probably recognized that too and said, "Well, those 20 Lings that I made last game, I'm gonna make them all into drones and then just make a bunch of Roaches." As you can tell by the drone count and the fact that the third has been running for so much longer, and here comes the parade of the Roaches, the cucarachas, come across the map and. It's 37-21 here, but the Spine Crawler, it's gonna uproot. Maybe the wrong decision.
They take a long time to reburrow. It's not that it's the wrong decision, it's just I don't know if they'll become effective or not. Catz could and will just snipe that off very quickly. Banelings are gonna get a good connect though. Yeah, softens up quite a bit of the army, but it's still 37 Roaches over 19. Of course, this isn't like Terra. It's not like we got pulled here. You don't want to just focus down the hatchery and try and get out of there. He's got to win the fight. So, still trying to bully this in. Catz has a massive lead. Snipes off yet another queen. Even with Roaches popping at the third, if he snipes this off and disengages, he comes out of this so far ahead.
He doesn't even have to disengage. He just doesn't want to fight with the Broodlings. And a little bit of a misstep there from Catz. But
I'd say he had to disengage because Blord actually started evening up the worker or the army count at that point.
The army count, yeah. And why fight, of course, if he just took out the third, right? So
yeah, and look at he goes back home. He's got burrows to actually be able to heal up all of these almost dead Roaches. I mean, there's no tunneling clause, so
rough spot.
These are still just gonna heal up. This is normally like for Blord, what he banks on is he fights another army. He knows Catz is half dead. Like, yeah, you've got more Roaches, but what good are they if they're one shot from dead? But instead, they heal up like crazy while burrowed. For those who don't know, even faster with tunneling claws. But Catz now with basically a replenished army is good to go. And Blord is pushing into someone who's already got an army supply lead, defender's advantage. I mean, it's 1-1 versus 1-0. I guess he's got that much going for him. But Catz is actually gonna have his level 2 weapon upgrades much faster.
Yeah, and I feel like a follow-up push from Catz will come soon. We see that Blord has recognized that he can't just win in the straight-up Roach War, so he will transition into Hydras, focus on his upgrades, and he made 10 drones just now as well. So he's going to try to get back into the game by mixing in the Hydras for their added DPS, and then also trying to get ahead in that drone count. As you do see, like 68 drones. So if he's able to establish that third base and is left alone, which we know that Catz probably won't leave him alone, but he can. He's not in as bad of a spot as it seems, but it's definitely a uphill battle for him.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like the big question, guys, is it's no longer just about. It's not about who joins Cham in the round of 8, right? It's about not dying, not getting knocked out of the tournament. I mean, each season of Copa America has a $1,000 prize pool, which you could argue isn't the most insane prize pool. I think it's actually a fantastically sized prize pool. But it's the fact that each of these 3 seasons also award points to players that leads into a $15,000 prize pool at Grand Finals. So
you could buy a lot of sushi with that, Rip.
Oh, can we get off this, please?
I'm sorry.
Why you gotta be like that, dog?
I'm doing it. Don't worry, I feel it equally. It's a mutual. Symbiotic.
This is so disgusting. The army supplies have evened up, guys, but Catz, or not the army, so the overall supplies have evened up, but Catz has a massive Roach lead because Cham actually went really worker heavy. So with 66 drones instead of 50, Catz has got a massive lead. Spine cores are here, but they're not taking any effect whatsoever. Cham does, or sorry, not Cham, Blord does get a big counterattack while this is going on, though. Catz has got a couple spines trying to hold this. Reinforcements might just barely do it, but I think Catz is going to win the game with his push. He's not going to have to worry about falling back off this. He's not going to have to worry about going back home to defend that natural base that just got ransacked. 21 workers died for Catz, but his army supply is out of control.
It is spiraling out of control. This is going to push into the natural here.
Roach Ward, nope. Denied.
Nope, no more roaches for you. But, yeah, Catz is just not caring right now. He's down to 29 drones, so he does know that he has to win here.
He sniped up that third so many times. That's what really led to the victory in the series.
Yeah. Dang, though, I have to give it up to Blord, though. That counterattack did massive amounts of damage.
Oh, for real.
It wasn't enough.
And the thing is, like, there's not even the argument, like, if he had kept that at home, he would have done better. No, he still would have got absolutely raffle stumped at home. It was a good chance that maybe it brought Catz back, right? But he had a chance, and well play will be called. Sadly, Blord will be knocked out of Copa America, but more importantly, to celebrate, Catz will make it through to the round of 8.